So there has been a massive development in Indian football. Recently there were reports of sexual misconduct which led to the dismissal of an assistant coach. Well, now there has been a big development. Criminal proceedings have begun against Alex Ambrose, the individual who has been accused of sexual misconduct in an under 17 women's team. This development was confirmed by the committee of administrators who are currently running Indian football at this point in time. Now, why is this development so big? Because there might be some action and perhaps some groundwork might be laid so that such instances do not repeat. Now, what is the backdrop of this case that has come up against Alex Ambrose, the accused in the sexual misconduct case? He was accused of sexual misconduct which involved a minor player in the under 17 team. He was sent back from a tour to Italy last week and AIFF has terminated his contract. There were also disciplinary hearings against him, but he did not attend the meeting. So that has put Alex Ambrose in even bigger trouble. Who exactly is Alex Ambrose? He was born in 1982 and he was a former striker hailing from Mumbai. During the National League, he was one of the top scorers in the 2002-03 edition. And he was part of the India women's coaching team since 2019. He also has several coaching connections in the UAE as well as in other sections of India. Currently, he was the assistant coach of the under 17 women's team, but his contract has now been terminated. Now, what are the legal implications that will be there for Alex Ambrose now that criminal proceedings have begun? Well, firstly, the case will have to be reported to the police and then an FIR will have to be filed. Why is that? Because he can be charged under POCSO. Now, these two things are very interrelated when it comes to Alex Ambrose. Many will argue, why do you have to go to the police and file a case? Well, according to the report in ESPN, which reported that criminal proceedings had begun, it clearly states that the first step to report this case is to the police, file an official FIR for proper procedural investigation beyond the one that will be done by AIFF. AIFF will be conducting their own investigation, but the police will conduct a separate parallel investigation. Now, why the police will have to come into play? Because section 21 subsection 1 of the POCSO Act of 2012 requires this. It is a mandatory step of reporting cases of sexual abuse to the law enforcement authorities, and it applies to everyone including parents, doctors and school personnel. The failure to report such a suspicion of child abuse is an offense under the Act. So AIFF are also under the dock because they took so long to not report this. Now, what can be the other legal implications apart from POCSO? He can be banned lifelong from coaching. He could have his license revoked. All that will be done once the police investigation and the subsequent AIFF investigation is concluded. Now, what does the POCSO Act imply when it comes to someone being accused of sexual misconduct? And why AIFF is also under the dock is because of this under section 19. Any person who has apprehension that an offence under this act is likely to be committed or has knowledge that such an offence has been committed, he shall provide such information to the special juvenile police unit or the local police. If the person who has information or any abuse has failed to report it, they may face imprisonment of 6 months or a fine or both. So, it is a very, very important step that has been taken because POCSO will put Alex Ambrose in the dock. But it also does not absolve the AIFF of botching up this thing royally. Firstly, the fact that AIFF has come out so late is an indication that the COA has not taken this very seriously. Second, there has not even been a single apology issued. The report has stated that where is an apology? All media reports have stated that Alex Ambrose is in the dock. But where is an apology coming from the AIFF? Because this happened under their supervision. This happened under their nose. So that is another step which the AIFF has to take so that this does not get repeated. Sexual misconduct is a very grave offence, and with India hosting the FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup in October, All these kind of developments does not put the sport in good light. We have to remember that the sport is evolving, vigilance is required. All these things can only make our sport cleaner. So Alex Ambrose is in the dock. The name was revealed yesterday. All the charges were revealed recently. One hopes that this is a cleanup which football desperately needs. Thank you so much for joining us for the special explainer. Press the like, comment and share button, folks. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Tap the bell notification so that you know when we are live. Thank you.